welcome to our channel. Today we will explore Roman mythology, a world full of powerful gods, brave heroes, and fascinating myths that have endured through the centuries. Roman mythology has been a source of endless inspiration for artists, writers, and scholars worldwide. Join us on this journey to discover its most emblematic stories and the gods that were part of this rich tradition. Origins and influences. Roman mythology did not originate in a vacuum. It is deeply influenced by Greek mythology, as well as Etruscan and Latin cultures. The Romans adopted and adapted many Greek deities and myths, giving them their own character and significance. For example, Zeus became Jupiter, the king of the Roman gods, while Hera transformed into Juno, his wife and protector of marriage. The Roman pantheon. Let's get to know some of the most important gods in the Roman pantheon and their roles in everyday life and Roman culture. Jupiter. In ancient Rome, high in the sky, Jupiter reigned, the supreme god, protector of the state and guardian of justice. But his story began long before he became the king of the gods. Jupiter was the son of Saturn, who, fearing being overthrown by one of his children, devoured each one at birth. However, his mother tricked Saturn, giving him a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes and hiding Jupiter on the island of Crete. Jupiter grew and, upon reaching maturity, released his brothers Neptune and Pluto. Together, they challenged and overthrew Saturn, dividing dominion of the universe between them. Jupiter received the sky, Neptune the sea, and Pluto the underworld. Armed with his powerful thunderbolt, Jupiter maintained order between gods and mortals. Jupiter married his sister Juno, goddess of marriage, and together they had several children, including Mars, Vulcan, and Juventus. Although Jupiter was known for his numerous love affairs, his authority as king of the gods was never questioned. One of his great triumphs was the Gigantomachy, the war against the giants who threatened Olympus. With his lightning, Jupiter defeated them, securing his place as the supreme ruler. In Rome, citizens worshipped Jupiter at the Capitol, where sacrifices and ceremonies were performed in his honor. Their festivals, such as the Ludi Romani, celebrated their greatness with chariot races and games. Thus Jupiter, the king of the gods, remains in memory as the guardian of justice, the protector of Rome and the ruler of heaven. His legacy lives on in history and mythology, always reminding us of the strength and majesty of the great god Jupiter. Juno. In the Roman pantheon, a goddess stands out for her majesty and power. She is Juno, queen of the gods, protector of marriage and family. Juno, sister and wife of Jupiter, reigns over Olympus with a stern but fair gaze. As the patron saint of marriage, she ensures the sanctity of the marital bond, punishing infidelities and protecting women. At every Roman wedding, offerings are made to him, seeking his blessing for a lasting and prosperous union. Its symbol, the peacock, represents beauty and immortality. Juno, in her celestial chariot, monitors the fidelity and honor of sacred unions. In Rome, his temple on the Capitol is a place of reverence, where Romans seek his favor and protection. Juno, the eternal guardian of home and family, continues to be a symbol of strength and devotion in mythology. Juno, queen of the gods, protector of Rome. Neptune. In vast Roman mythology, Neptune stands as the majestic god of the sea. Son of Saturn and Ops, his story is intertwined with that of his powerful brothers. Birth and salvation. At birth, Neptune was swallowed by his father, Saturn, who feared being overthrown by his children. But his mother Ops came up with a cunning plan. Ops tricked Saturn, thus saving Neptune and allowing him to grow in secret. The rebellion against Saturn. Along with his brothers, Jupiter and Pluto, Neptune rose up in rebellion against his tyrannical father. After a fierce battle, they managed to defeat Saturn, freeing his brothers and ensuring their dominance over the universe. The division of the universe. The three brothers shared control of the cosmos. Jupiter, I will rule the sky, and Neptune, I will dominate the oceans and the waters. Pluto, and I will reign over the underworld. Neptune became the lord of all the seas. With his trident, he stirred the waves and caused storms. His power was feared and respected by sailors and ocean creatures. In Rome, Neptune was venerated with great temples and festivals. The Romans offered sacrifices and performed rituals to secure their favor in sea voyages and fishing harvests. The god of the sea symbolizes the strength and mystery of the oceans, their eternal dominion reminding us of the relentless power of nature. And so, his legend lives on, carved in the waves of time. Minerva, in the vast pantheon of Roman mythology, one of the most revered figures is Minerva, the goddess of wisdom, strategy, and the arts. The birth of Minerva. Minerva was born in a unique and amazing way. It all started with a prophecy that said that a son of Metis, the goddess of prudence, would be more powerful than his father. Aiming for his throne, Jupiter decided to act. He swallowed Metis, who was already pregnant. But this did not prevent the birth of Minerva. One day, Jupiter had a terrible headache. Vulcan, the god of the forge, struck her head with a hammer, and from her emerged Minerva, fully armed and adult. Minerva's attributes. Minerva is known for her many attributes. As a goddess of wisdom, she inspires philosophers and scholars. As a goddess of strategy, she is invoked by warriors in battle. And as protector of arts and crafts, she guides artisans, weavers, and artists. The myths of Minerva. Minerva also appears in numerous myths. One of the best known is the dispute with Neptune over the city that would become Athens. Neptune offered a horse, a symbol of power and war. Minerva, on the other hand, offered the olive tree, a symbol of peace and prosperity. The inhabitants chose Minerva's gift, and so the city was named after its Greek counterpart, Athena. The cult of Minerva. In Rome, Minerva was deeply revered. Its main temple, the Temple of Minerva on the Aventine, was a center of learning and worship. During the Quinquatria, a festival in his honor, competitions and rituals were held in his name. Minerva, the goddess of wisdom, war and the arts, remains a symbol of intellect and skill. Its history and legacy endure, inspiring generations through the centuries. And so, his spirit lives on, guiding and protecting those who seek knowledge and skill. Mars. In Roman mythology, Mars was known as the god of war, son of Jupiter and Juno. Their story is an epic of courage, conflict, and glory. Welcome to the fascinating story of Mars, the god of war in Roman mythology. The birth. Born from the union of Jupiter, king of the gods, and Juno, goddess of marriage, Mars was raised to become the most formidable warrior of all. The youth of Mars. From a young age, Mars demonstrated unmatched skill and courage. His fervor in battle made him a symbol of courage and determination. War and conquest. Mars was invoked by the Romans in times of war, leading armies to victory and glory. His presence instilled courage in the hearts of soldiers and terror in enemies. Mars in Roman mythology. The Romans honored Mars with temples and festivals, recognizing his crucial role in the defense and expansion of the empire. His legacy lives on as a symbol of Roman strength and perseverance. Thus concludes the story of Mars, the god of war, whose courage and determination inspired entire generations of Romans. His legacy lives on in the pages of history, reminding us of the importance of honor and bravery in times of conflict. Venus. In Roman mythology, Venus emerges as the goddess of love and beauty. Its history is as fascinating as its enduring influence on Roman culture. The birth of Venus. According to legend, Venus was born from the foam of the sea, emerging from the waters with incomparable beauty. From that moment on, his presence beautified the world, inspiring love and passion in all hearts. The union with Mars. Venus married Mars, the powerful god of war, in a union that symbolized the union between love and strength. Although Mars represented war, under the influence of Venus, he found harmony and peace in his heart. The adventures of Venus. Venus participated in numerous adventures and relationships, influencing the lives of gods and mortals alike. From her romance with the handsome Adonis to her marriage to the lame and skilled Vulcan, Venus weaved stories of love and tragedy across the universe. Temples and worship. In Rome, temples were erected in honor of Venus, where the faithful came to pay homage to her and seek her blessing in matters of the heart. Venus was worshipped as the protector of relationships and fertility, invoked in marriages, births, and romances. Legacy of Venus. Venus' legacy lives on in art, literature, and popular culture, where her image continues to inspire love and beauty around the world. Her story is a timeless reminder of the strength of love and beauty in human life. And so the story of Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, continues to captivate the hearts of generations, reminding us of the eternal search for love and beauty in our own lives. Apollo. In Roman mythology, Apollo stands out as the god of light, music, poetry, and healing. Its story is a mix of mystery and splendor, embodying the beauty and power of the sun. At the summit of Olympus, Apollo emerges as the radiant sun god, illuminating the world with his divine radiance. Origin. Apollo was born from the union between Jupiter and Latona, being the twin of Artemis, the goddess of hunting. From his birth, his destiny was intertwined with music and poetry. The bow and the lyre. Apollo was a master of the bow and lyre. With her golden bow, she brought light and life to the world, while her celestial music warmed the hearts of gods and mortals alike. Oracle of Delphi. Indiana. The Temple of Delphi, Apollo revealed the future through his famous oracle. Mortals came for advice and guidance, believing his words as divine truths. Conquests and loves. Apollo was a brave warrior, fighting in battles and protecting the weak. But he was also a passionate lover, captivating hearts with his beauty and charm. The cult of Apollo. Throughout the Greek and Roman world, temples were built in honor of Apollo. Devotees offered sacrifices and prayed for his protection and favor. Legacy. Today, Apollo's legacy lives on in music, art, and poetry. Its eternal essence lives in every ray of sunshine and every melodious chord. Apollo, the god of light and harmony, continues to illuminate the path of humanity with his eternal divine presence. His legacy will forever shine in the hearts of those who seek beauty and truth in the world. Myths and legends. Roman mythology is filled with fascinating stories that explain the origins of the world, the feats of heroes, and the relationship between gods and humans. Let's explore some of the most important myths. The myth of Romulus and Remus. According to legend, the twins Romulus and Remus, sons of the god Mars and the priestess Rhea Silvia, were abandoned and raised by a she-wolf. Romulus founded the city of Rome after killing his brother Remus in a dispute. This myth not only explains the origin of Rome but also reflects the combative and warlike nature of its people. The myth of Aeneas. Aeneas, a Trojan prince and hero of the Trojan War, escaped the destruction of Troy and, after a long journey, arrived in Italy. His descendants would become the founders of Rome. The story of Aeneas highlights Rome's connection with ancient Mediterranean civilizations and its divine destiny. Other important myths include the exploits of Hercules in Italy, the story of the Cumaean Sibyl, and the intervention of gods like Apollo and Diana in the lives of mortals. Rites and worship. Roman religion was not only about stories and gods but also about rituals and devotional practices that were an integral part of daily life. The Romans performed sacrifices and offerings to gain the favor of the gods and avoid their wrath. Religious festivals, such as the Saturnalia and the Lupercalia, were important occasions for the community. Temples were centers of worship and community activities. The worship of domestic gods, like the Laras and Penates, protected the home and family. Roman mythology in art and literature. Roman mythology has profoundly influenced art and literature throughout the centuries. From frescoes and mosaics to literary works, Roman myths have been an inexhaustible source of inspiration. Authors like Ovid and Virgil wrote extensively about Roman gods and heroes, leaving a literary legacy that has endured to this day. Ovid's Metamorphoses and Virgil's Aeneid are classic examples of how Roman mythology has been immortalized in literature. Roman mythology not only offers us a window into the ancient world but also leaves an indelible mark on Western culture and art. Its gods, myths, and rituals reflect a rich and complex civilization that continues to fascinate scholars and enthusiasts alike. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Roman mythology. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, and leave your comments below. See you next time.